As the Buddha once said, peace comes from within. Do not seek it without. Have you ever wondered why your mind feels like a storm, filled with endless thoughts of the past and worries about the future? Overthinking isn't just a habit. It's a cycle that drains our energy and clouds our ability to live fully in the present. It affects our mental, emotional, and even spiritual well-being. But what if the way to break free isn't about silencing your thoughts, but understanding them? Buddhism offers us profound wisdom, practical and timeless lessons that guide us to embrace life with clarity and compassion. In this video, we'll uncover 7 transformative teachings rooted in Buddhist philosophy, steps to calm your restless mind, let go of unnecessary burdens, and rediscover the peace that has always been within you. So, let's take the first step together on this journey toward clarity, mindfulness, and true inner peace. 1. Clear your mind and focus on what truly matters. The mind is like a river, always flowing, always moving. Our thoughts rush by, much like a river's current, carrying with them worries about the past, fears of the future, and endless distractions. While some thoughts may hold significance, most are fleeting, unimportant, and clutter our mental space. Without clarity, we find ourselves swept away in this relentless current, losing sight of what truly matters. Buddhist philosophy teaches us that we don't need to fight against these thoughts or suppress them. Instead, we can learn to observe them as they are, temporary and often untrue. This awareness gives us the power to choose which thoughts deserve our attention and which ones are better left to pass like leaves floating downstream. Mindfulness, or being fully present in the here and now, is at the heart of this practice. It's about grounding yourself in the present moment without getting entangled in unnecessary worries. Start by asking yourself a simple question when a thought arises. Is this thought helping me or hurting me? If it's not serving you, let it go. Visualize your mind as a peaceful garden. The thoughts that bring clarity and purpose are like flowers you nurture, while the distractions are weeds that need to be gently removed. Through mindfulness meditation, or simply pausing to breathe deeply, you cultivate the ability to focus on what truly matters. The beauty of this practice is that over time, it becomes natural. You start to recognize the thoughts that align with your inner peace, while the noise of overthinking gradually fades. Remember, a calm and clear mind isn't something we stumble upon. It's something we consciously create, moment by moment. So, ask yourself, what flowers will you nurture in your garden today? 2. Learn to let go of unnecessary worries. Do not dwell in the past. Do not dream of the future. Concentrate the mind on the present moment. Worrying is a natural part of life, but when it becomes excessive, it can consume our thoughts and drain our energy. Many of us find ourselves trapped in endless loops of what-ifs and should-haves, thinking that by worrying, we might somehow solve our problems. Yet, as Buddhism teaches, worry does not change the past or control the future. It only robs us of the peace available in the present moment. A simple yet powerful practice is to set a daily time limit for worrying. Give yourself 10 or 15 minutes each day to let your mind wander over your fears, doubts, and concerns. During this time, fully embrace those feelings without judgment. But when the time is up, stop. Gently remind yourself that worrying beyond this limit serves no purpose. This practice aligns with the Buddhist concept of non-attachment. It's not about suppressing emotions or ignoring problems, but learning to hold them lightly, to acknowledge their presence without letting them take root in your mind. Non-attachment teaches us that we don't have to cling to every thought or feeling. We can observe them, learn from them, and then let them go. Over time, this daily exercise of containing worry trains your mind to let go more easily. You'll find that many of your concerns fade in significance, and solutions naturally arise when your mind is not clouded by anxiety. More importantly, you'll realize that peace is not found in controlling every detail of life, but in accepting its imperfections with grace. So, as you reflect on this lesson, ask yourself, what worries are you ready to release today? What would your life feel like if you simply allowed them to drift away like clouds in the sky? 3. Cultivate gratitude to transform your mindset. As the Buddha taught, let us rise up and be thankful. For if we didn't learn a lot today, at least we learned a little. And if we didn't learn a little, at least we didn't get sick. So, let us all be thankful. In the chaos of life, it's easy to fixate on what we lack, what might go wrong, or the challenges we face. This mindset not only fuels overthinking, but also deepens feelings of dissatisfaction. Buddhism, however, offers a simple yet profound antidote: gratitude. By turning our attention to the blessings already present in our lives, we shift our focus from scarcity to abundance, from fear to peace. Gratitude changes the lens through which we view the world. It reminds us that happiness isn't found in the external, but in our perception. When we practice gratitude, we anchor ourselves in the present moment, appreciating life's beauty rather than getting lost in what could have been or what might be. So how can we incorporate gratitude into our daily lives? Here are a few simple practices. 1. Gratitude journaling. At the end of each day, write down 3 things you're grateful for. These don't need to be grand. Something as simple as the warmth of the sun on your skin or a kind word from a friend is enough. 2. Grateful reflections. When you catch yourself overthinking, pause and take a moment to reflect on what's going well in your life. Shift your focus from problems to blessings. 3. Express gratitude to others. Whether it's a heartfelt thank you or a thoughtful message, expressing gratitude not only strengthens your relationships, but also deepens your own sense of fulfillment. As you practice, you'll notice a subtle yet powerful transformation in your mindset. Gratitude softens the mind and opens the heart, reducing the grip of overthinking and cultivating a sense of inner peace. Remember, gratitude is not just an emotion, it's a choice. And each time you choose it, you align yourself with the profound truth that life, in all its imperfections, is still a gift. So, take a moment now. What are you grateful for? And how can this practice bring more peace into your life today? 4. Embrace imperfection to find happiness. Impermanence is the very essence of life. Everything changes. Nothing remains the same. Much of our overthinking stems from the relentless pursuit of perfection. We strive to fix every flaw, control every outcome, and make everything just right, believing that only then will we find peace. Yet, as Buddhist teachings remind us, the world is inherently imperfect, and life is ever-changing. Clinging to an ideal of perfection is like trying to hold water in your hands. It's an impossible task that leaves you drained and frustrated. The principle of impermanence, or anicca in Buddhism, teaches us to accept that nothing lasts forever. Everything we experience, both the joys and the struggles, is fleeting and transient. This truth, though humbling, is also liberating. When we stop resisting life's natural flow, we free ourselves from the burden of unrealistic expectations. Happiness isn't about creating a perfect life, but about finding contentment in life's imperfections. This acceptance doesn't mean giving up or settling for less. It means acknowledging that things don't have to be flawless to be beautiful. The cracks and imperfections in our lives are what make them unique. Just as the Japanese art of kintsugi celebrates broken pottery by repairing it with gold, equally important is the practice of self-compassion. We often extend kindness to others, but remain our harshest critics. When we fail or falter, we tend to dwell on our shortcomings, amplifying our inner struggles. But self-compassion invites us to treat ourselves with the same gentleness and understanding we would offer a dear friend. Here are ways to embrace this practice. 1. Acknowledge your humanity. Remind yourself that making mistakes is part of being human. It's through these imperfections that we grow and learn. 2. Speak kindly to yourself. Replace self-criticism with encouraging words. Instead of saying, "I'll never get this right," try, "I'm doing my best, and that's enough." 3. Celebrate small wins. Instead of striving for perfection, recognize and appreciate your efforts, no matter how small. By embracing imperfection and extending compassion to yourself, you'll find that the pressure to overthink diminishes. Life becomes less about achieving and more about experiencing, less about controlling and more about flowing. So, ask yourself, what would it feel like to let go of perfection today? to simply be, as you are, and find beauty in the messiness of life. Peace begins not when everything is perfect, but when you embrace the imperfection with an open heart. 5. Reconnect your body and mind through movement. The body is your temple. Keep it pure and clean for the soul to reside. When our minds are racing with endless thoughts, we often lose touch with our bodies. This disconnection only intensifies mental stress, leaving us feeling trapped in a cycle of overthinking. But here's the good news. Movement is a powerful tool to break free from this loop and restore balance between body and mind. In Buddhism, the practice of mindful movement, whether it's walking, stretching, or even simple breathing exercises, is considered a form of meditation. It's not just about physical activity, but about being fully present in each movement, using it as an anchor to the here and now. For instance, walking meditation, or kinhin, is a practice where every step is taken with awareness. You pay attention to the sensation of your feet touching the ground, the rhythm of your breath, and the way your body moves. This practice doesn't just ground you. It gently pulls your mind away from the whirlpool of thoughts and brings you back to the present. When you feel overwhelmed by overthinking, try this simple mindful walk. 1. Start slowly. Take a few deep breaths to calm your mind. Begin walking at a slow pace, focusing entirely on the sensation of each step. 2. Engage your senses. Notice the ground beneath your feet, the sounds around you, and the air against your skin. Let these sensations guide your awareness back to the present moment. 3. Breathe in sync. Coordinate your breathing with your steps. For example, inhale over 2 steps, exhale over 2 steps, and repeat. Moving your body not only interrupts negative thought patterns, but also reduces physical tension and lowers stress levels. It reminds us that we are more than our minds. We are living, breathing beings capable of grounding ourselves in the simplicity of motion. Beyond walking, any mindful movement, yoga, stretching, or even a gentle dance can serve the same purpose. The key is not what you do, but how you do it. By moving with awareness, you reconnect with your body and create space for your mind to rest. So, the next time your thoughts feel like they're running away with you, take a moment to pause and move. Whether it's a short walk, a stretch, or a deep breath, let your body lead your mind back to peace. After all, the journey to clarity isn't just a mental one. It's one you take step by mindful step. 6. See your thoughts for what they truly are. Thoughts are like clouds. They drift in and out, but they are not the sky itself. One of the reasons we overthink is because we become entangled in our thoughts, mistaking them for reality. When we treat every thought as truth, we allow them to control our emotions, decisions, and sense of peace. But in Buddhist teachings, thoughts are simply mental events, passing phenomena that don't define who we are. A transformative practice to manage overthinking is labeling your thoughts. This technique creates distance between you and your mental chatter, giving you the clarity to observe your thoughts without being consumed by them. Here's how you can practice it. 1. Notice the thought. The next time a thought arises, pause and acknowledge it. 2. Give it a name. Identify the type of thought it is. For example, if it's about the future, label it worry. If it's about the past, call it regret. If it's self-critical, name it judgment. 3. Let it pass. Once labeled, imagine the thought drifting away like a cloud in the sky. This act of naming helps you see the thought as separate from yourself, reducing its power over you. This practice aligns with the Buddhist principle of mindful awareness, which encourages us to observe our thoughts with curiosity rather than judgment. By naming your thoughts, you step into the role of the observer rather than the participant. You begin to see your mind as a vast, open sky where thoughts are temporary visitors rather than permanent residents. As you practice, you'll notice recurring themes in your thoughts, perhaps fear, doubt, or self-criticism. Recognizing these patterns gives you the power to address their root causes. Over time, you'll find that your ability to respond to your thoughts calmly and intentionally improves, and the grip of overthinking loosens. Remember, thoughts are just that, thoughts. They don't define you, and they don't have to dictate your life. With practice, you can reclaim control over your mind and create the mental space needed for peace and clarity. So, the next time your thoughts begin to spiral, pause and ask yourself, what is this thought? Really? Then name it, release it, and return to the present moment, where peace is always waiting. 7. Turn your thoughts into tools, not burdens. Rule your mind, or it will rule you. Our minds are powerful, but without guidance, they can become overwhelming. Negative or spiraling thoughts can feel like a runaway train, accelerating with each passing moment. But Buddhist teachings remind us that the mind is a tool. It's here to serve us, not control us. The key is learning to redirect your thoughts with intention and awareness. One simple yet effective method is to use visualization to interrupt negative thought patterns. Imagine a large, bold stop sign whenever your mind begins to spiral. This mental image acts as a signal to pause, take a step back, and regain control over your thoughts. Here's how you can practice it. 1. Recognize the spiral. The moment you notice your thoughts becoming overwhelming, close your eyes and visualize a bright red stop sign. 2. Pause and breathe as you focus on the image. Take a few deep breaths. Inhale for 4 counts, hold for 4 counts, and exhale for 4 counts. This slows down your racing mind and brings you back to the present moment. 3. Refocus. Once calm, gently redirect your attention to something neutral or positive, a task at hand, a mantra, or a simple observation of your surroundings. This practice combines the power of mindfulness with visualization, helping you break free from the cycle of overthinking. Over time, your mind begins to associate the stop sign with a sense of calm and control, making it easier to redirect your thoughts before they escalate. For deeper grounding, incorporate this technique into a meditation routine. For example, begin your meditation by visualizing the stop sign, pairing it with intentional breathing. Use this image whenever distracting thoughts arise, allowing you to reset and return to your focus. The goal is not to suppress your thoughts, but to guide them. By viewing your mind as a tool, you transform it from a source of stress into a resource for clarity and creativity. So, the next time your thoughts begin to feel like a burden, remember that you hold the power to pause, reset, and redirect. Visualization, combined with mindful breathing, is your key to turning a restless mind into a peaceful ally, one that works for you, not against you. As we come to the end of this journey together, let's take a moment to reflect on the lessons we've explored. Each one offers a stepping stone toward calming your mind and finding the peace that already resides within you. Clear your mind by focusing only on what truly matters. Let go of unnecessary worries by setting boundaries and practicing non-attachment. Nurture gratitude to shift your perspective and invite joy into your life. Embrace imperfection and recognize that peace isn't about being perfect, but being present. Reconnect with your body through mindful movement to ground yourself in the here and now. See your thoughts for what they are, temporary and separate from your true self. Transform your mind into a tool with visualization and mindfulness, guiding it gently instead of letting it control you. These teachings aren't just ideas to ponder, they're practices to integrate into your daily life. They remind us that peace isn't something we find, it's something we cultivate, moment by moment, with patience, awareness, and kindness toward ourselves. The path to inner peace isn't a destination, but a lifelong journey. Some days will feel easier than others, but every step you take brings you closer to clarity, balance, and fulfillment. And as you move forward, remember this: be gentle with yourself. The same compassion you extend to others, you deserve as well. I leave you with this wish. May you walk the path of life with a calm mind and an open heart, finding beauty in each step and peace in every moment. Thank you for sharing this time with me. I wish you courage, joy, and serenity as you continue your journey. Take care, and may peace be with you always.